So I thought it would be kind of fun to kind of recap my first 2 weeks with VIPKid. It's an online virtual learning classroom where you teach English to students in China. It's all online. I don't have to do any curriculum prep or making PowerPoints or determining learning objectives. It's all done through the company VIPKid, so it's awesome. So far, in the 2 weeks that I've been teaching with VIPKid, I have taught 30 classes. 30 classes, yes! And I have 6 more later today. Of those 30 classes, I have received 12 feedback responses from the parents, which is great. It's awesome. I think that's a pretty good return. I've also done some continuing education. So when I was going through my interview process, I did my certifications for just level 2 and level 3. I did level 2 because I learned that 70% of the children enrolled in VIPKid are at a level 2. So I thought that was really important. I would say that my split between the 2 groups is about 50-50. If you're going through the process right now, I would suggest getting level 2 and level 3. My personal preference is teaching the kiddos, so for me, it works out really, really well. I have also gotten my TESOL certification, so that was a piece of cake. And actually right now in the hiring process, VIPKid is requiring their new hires to go and get their TESOL certification. So don't be worried. It says that it takes 10 hours. It does not. You can keep the material up while you're going through the quizzes, and I found it to be quite easy. So that's a piece of cake. I am also working for my advanced TESOL certification, so I want to get that as well. You know, there's this free opportunity for learning. I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of it, so go and get that as well. I'm also slowly but surely working through the MC Trial cert. So that is something else that I would love to add to my certification so that when I have bookings that don't fill, I can open up short notice slots and fill what I want to teach. Currently, I'm really primarily just teaching on the weekends. Those seem to be the slots that I am booking. I am here over on the West Coast, and Pacific time zone is just to work in those hot time slots. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I work a full-time job. I am a dietitian and a diabetes educator, you know, during the day, and so I am just not willing to wake up and work those hours, which is totally cool. That's totally fine. I'm working during the weekends and the evenings, and it's working out perfectly. Let's see, what else did I do? I did some workshops. I've only done 2 workshops so far. I started with the new teacher kickoff workshop, which was great. It kind of gave you a nice little overview of VIPKid, what to expect, kind of some of the policies, procedures, just kind of orientation like you would at a new job. So that was a great little workshop. I also did the prep and organization workshop. I was hoping to learn a little bit more about how to prep for my classes, because initially I just felt so overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, there are all of these lessons, all of these units in a certain particular level. And so I thought, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do this. I'm so used to having, if I'm doing a presentation or if I'm teaching a class, having, all of that curriculum lined up, knowing what the student has learned before, and then, being able to expand on that. So that was, definitely an adjustment. You only get that PowerPoint when you book the class. What I also learned is that you don't want to review it or prep too early. So this happened to me on a couple of occasions. I did my prep, so definitely my first week I kind of was doing prep way in advance. In one example, the night before the class, I went and was, kind of gathering all of my prep and props and things that I had already created. And come to find, the student had advanced to the next lesson. They had taken an extra lesson from the time that they had booked the class to when the class was scheduled, and they had moved on. So I had to re-prep. So that is something that I definitely have learned through this process. It's good to prep early, but not too early, because then you might be doing double work. What I've been doing as far as my organization of my classes is I'm keeping some expandable folders. So when I do prep for a lesson, I have a piece of paper, write the lesson name and number on there, and then I'm paper clipping any little 2D props that I've created. And I have been writing the lesson objectives and sentences and things like that, those targets that are the goal for the lesson, so that when I have a repeat lesson that is booked, it is as easy as going into my folder and grabbing it out, and I've got everything that I've needed. So eventually I will have all of the lessons, prepped and ready, and it'll just be a piece of cake for prep. So there is a little bit of extra work right now, but it is so wonderful when a class books and I've already taught that lesson. Say I am loving VIPKid. I have, created an Instagram account to kind of document my journey, and the outreach and knowledge and just the welcoming nature of all of the VIPKid teachers, all of the ESL online teachers has just been absolutely amazing. I don't think that I have ever been in such a warm, welcoming environment when I've started a new job. It's just been incredible. So everyone is so supportive. They're so kind. They really are, engaged, interested in wanting their new teachers to succeed, and that just makes my heart so happy. It makes me feel just awesome. I've also had the opportunity of recording with Teacher Michael on his podcast, Extra Credit with Teacher Michael. So if you haven't listened to his podcast, do it. It is a great podcast for anybody wanting to learn a little bit about ESL online or just teaching in general online. He's doing more interviews with people that aren't necessarily working for VIPKid or GoGoKid or those online companies. So my episode was all on what it's like to be a newbie, what it's like to be a new teacher, to go through the interview process, what I've experienced thus far with VIPKid. So it was a really cool experience, and I am so appreciative to Teacher Michael for giving me this opportunity to chat and share and let people know what I have been experiencing. That is my recap for the past 2 weeks with VIPKid. If you have questions on my experience or what I've gone through, or just VIPKid in general, let me know. If you want to apply to VIPKid, use my referral code. I will post that here, there. I'll figure that out. I'm new to YouTube, so I'll figure out how to post that so you guys can contact me and I can coach you through the process. It was awesome this first 2 weeks, and I know that it's just going to continue to keep getting better and better and better. Thanks for listening. My name is Teacher Steph, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.